Good afternoon. First time I've made a video from my new laptop. I actually bought a Surface Pro, so I'll take your feedback on what the quality of this video looks like. Um, really just haven't made a video in a long time. I'm really working on getting back into the office, home office that is, from being on the road for 8 weeks or so. So I wanted to make just a short video because I had a few of the questions today come up from one client, and then a few colleagues reached out to me through Facebook or LinkedIn and asked me, should I go down? They were all different stories. Should I go back down to the Florida in the first place? Is there any work down there? Blah, blah, blah. And then there was one question, should I go back? I came home for a little bit of time to restock and replenish. Should we go back down there? I've made videos about this before, and there's no one right answer. Every situation is different, so I'll talk in general terms. Actually, I'll talk in very specific terms to me. I'm not a restoration contractor anymore. I'm just a consultant of sorts, and I went to both Florence, North Carolina, Wilmington area, and Hurricane Michael. My head's not even right because I'm still trying to recover. Hurricane Michael in the Panhandle, Florida, Panama City Beach, Panama City, Mexico Beach, of course. For me personally, I had a very specific target and goal of what I wanted to achieve, and it wasn't based on revenue or money or income. I don't usually make my decisions really based on that. I do make my decisions based on profit and loss. For me, everything is profit first. I've loved that book, by the way. Decisions are based around a good business decision. Forget the emotional, forget I want to go see the hurricane. I've seen hundreds of hurricanes. To me, I had a few clients that were down there I wanted to support. I wanted to work with a few new people that I had been talking to over the last few months about maybe collaborating with, and be supportive of a big group of restoration contractors that I am a part of. It's AIR, the Alliance of Independent Restorers. So I did those things. I did make money. I did have some really good clients create some unique opportunities for me, specifically was operationally to help them stand up a couple of really large jobs. I did sell a little bit. I was selling jobs and placing contractors on them. It's not my area of expertise, but in a hurricane, the selling is much different than it is anytime else. In the hurricane or any kind of disaster area, it's kind of, I won't say easy, but it's your customers, if you can present yourself as trustworthy, they need someone now. So I worked both, most recently Florida. Didn't stay in Florida very long, stayed in North Carolina longer, but amazingly enough, Florida's a much worse storm. Let me ignore the phone call here. Excuse me. So you as a contractor, when you start asking, should I go back down there? I always say, what was your goal for your business at home, wherever that is, Kentucky, Utah, California, Washington State? You have worked all year long to have your phone ring, to build a brand, to support your local community, which in turn always supports you. What's happening to that with you gone? Maybe you of a large enough size where you can split your company in two pieces, some down the road, some back home. But always keep in mind that while you're away, your capacity dwindles. You can't take that larger commercial job that comes along, or a flooding event over a weekend or a course of a week when multiple homes. You're limited. You're having to say no to some referral sources that you probably have built up. Secondly, in a disaster as large as Hurricane Michael in Florence, and especially when there's two of them almost simultaneously, many of your competitors in your markets will flee and go to those storms. that's a ripe opportunity for you to capture their business. You will get calls. I know this from when I had a restoration company. I would get calls from people I had been pursuing for months, some cases even a year or more, that just wouldn't really take the time to meet with me because they were very happy with who they had. But when they need someone and they call and that person can't get to them, or it's going to be a while, or even if they know they have fled to the coastline to go after the quick money, it's an opportunity for me and for you. So should you go back down? What's your goal? I mean, if you went down the first time, or if you were down there and you stumbled across some really good opportunities, you're able to keep your plate full because it's all money down there. Jobs don't cost the same thing in Panama City Beach as they do in Louisville, Kentucky, or Houston, Texas, because your cost to be there is exorbitant. Your travel, your time, your supplies, everything's just boosted. So you keep the plate full, you make some money. I'd argue you to look at your profit margins to see if you actually made money or if you just did it for the experience to get revenue. And that's okay too. Maybe you just needed a bunch of cash, and maybe you did cash jobs. But should you go back, if you're going to go back and you don't have work signed up, and if you don't have a plate full, then you probably should seriously think about, let me take what I did get, reinvest it here, some equipment. Maybe I always run out of equipment. Maybe I need to bring on a marketing person. Maybe I need to do this. Maybe another truck. Maybe I need a whole nother team, a crew team, to go after pursue the other stuff. So make those kinds of decisions. I did that. I've received many offers to travel back to Florida, but none of them presented or compelled me to forego what I need to do here. I've been building a business for me here of what I'm doing now, consulting. And there are people that I've been talking to about relationships. They weren't ready. They had to get through a few things. If I'm not here and I'm on the road, and this is the same with current clients, I'm taking some of my attention away to go after, in their eyes, might be the quick buck. So for me, none of the offers I've had, although they've been very unique, I wish I could help everyone. I wish there was 2 of me, 3 of me, so I could be in a couple places at once, but the truth is, and reality is, I'm not. So I've chosen to stay home, re-engage back into our business, connect with people that need to grow their own businesses that have nothing to do with storm weather, work. There's always a divide this time of year of people who stay home and those that travel. We don't go there. This is where I'm going to be. It's no right or wrong answer. So that's my answer. I don't know what yours is. These are the kinds of things I love working with clients on. These kind of strategic ideas, these kinds of intentional steps. Yes, it's very, very, very compelling to go to the storm. It's good for your team, for experience. It's good for cash. It's good for relationships that you make with new parties. I would argue that I saw a lot of people go down not quite prepared, finding resources down there. I will say, going back to our Alliance of Independent Restorers, I'm going to honk that horn. We were there for each other. We set up a whole private page for people that were at the storms. Where do I find environmentalists? Dumpsters, labor, supplies, materials, what roads are closed and which ones aren't, blah, 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 blah. Hey, I have a lead. It's across the state. Would somebody like to go run this for me? It's important that we get to it because it's a referral source for me. So in those matters, a lot of people really, I won't say had it easy, but they had more opportunity because of an alliance that we've created, a network of contractors. So all that said, should you stay? Should you go? I'm not sure. You want to reach out to me, Clark at Restoration Advisors. Give me an email. Call me. Find me on Facebook. Facebook page is at Restoration Advisors, ADVISERS. And let's have a chat. Let's see if we are a good fit. See if these kind of things come up more often. You just don't always know who to call. I have positioned myself in this industry to be accessible to small and medium-sized companies. I feel like there's a lot of things that we have to learn just by messing up. And if we can avoid those things ever, I think that's good. And having mentors, allies, coaches, consultants, advisors that have been through those things can save you one step. One mistake can save you a lot of money. Then I hope to be there for you. So anyway, Clark Restoration Advisors. If you don't know who I am, I would love to meet you. I love this industry, and I love the men and women that do the work here. It's a very unique industry, very niche, it's very tight, it's very competitive, but it doesn't have to be. So hope you all have a really good day, and I hope this video was pretty good. I even hope that you heard me.